Hi and welcome along to the first video of the Kaizen guitar for kids. Now, as you'd hear, my tone of voice is different from some of the other videos you may see on my channel. The reason I'm keeping this all together is because some of my younger students who've covered this material with me in the past, the 5-year-olds, the 6-year-olds and 7-year-olds, have all grown up and they've all ended up watching some of the other material I have up on YouTube. So, if you're watching this and you want to keep up to date with these lessons, which are aimed for kids between the ages of 5 and 9, and even 10 if you wish, there'll be a playlist set up and you can just follow along that way, because there's lots of videos going up on my channel and I want to keep all these ones together. Alright, so let's get into it. We'll take a look at what I'm going to talk about today. Today I'm going to talk about the names of our 6 strings. So, a really good exercise that you could begin to do with me here is, if you get your thumb, and this is the thumb that's over this side of the guitar, and if you leave it on the top string. So, we're going to learn the names of the strings here. And this is pretty important because once you learn these, you're going to have them for other stuff as well, which is really cool. So first, maybe your favorite artist. And if you want to pop your favorite artist in the comments below, I'd love to hear who they are. So, I'm going to bring this hand up to here and it's going to rest up here. Now, could you follow me? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to name the first string. This first string, if you want to say it along with me, is called E. This is E, the E string. And if you want to say that along with me, you could say out loud at home. I hope you have your guitar with you. You could say, this is the E string, and rest your thumb on it. Okay, the next one we're going to move on to, and watch my thumb here move down. This is the A string. So say that with me again. This is the A string. This next one I've moved down is called the D string. Now, are you feeling a bit lost yet? Because I know I've said a few different string names there. Well, luckily, I have a thing that can help us with that. Alright, let's talk about the names of these strings. I had said I'd run through them. So we've E, A, D, G, B, and E. Now, don't judge my handwriting. My specialty is more guitar at times. Even though sometimes it's not a specialty, really. So, E, A, D, G, B, and E. The names of our 6 strings, well, as I say to students here in Ireland, I'd say, well, does that spell anything? And we look at it and we go, well, yeah, that's kind of what we get here. So, one day I had this student who said, hey, Dave, why don't we make a sentence out of these 6 letters? And that's what we did. So we took E and we made the word elephants out of it. And if you want to say this along with me, that'd be cool. So we've E for elephants. We've A, can you guess the next one? That's for and. So we'd A for and. Then the next one, D, if you want to guess this one, D is for donkeys. Correcting this as I go. And then we get G for grow. If you want to say this along with me at home, you can say elephants and donkeys grow big ears. That's what we got. It was elephants and donkeys grow big ears. So, how can you learn this? So the thing is, there's no reason, by the way, why I have these written higher and lower. It's just to make space for it all. Now, what you could do is, this is our thickest E, the one at the real top of our guitar, and you'll see it's written bigger. And this E then is written smaller. So that's for the thinner string at the bottom. So you'd start with elephants and donkeys grow big ears. Now, of course, over time, you're going to want to learn this, and pretty quick, start trying to go E, A, D, G, B-E. Just because not everybody will know what you mean when you talk about big in ears and things like that when it comes to guitar. So using E-A-D-G-B-E is like a super good idea. So let's get back to the guitar. Okay, so by now you've probably seen that board video of me talking about elephants and donkeys grow big ears. I'll say that silly sentence one more time. E for elephants, A for donkeys. Sorry, E for elephants, A for and. Sometimes I get things wrong, kids. D for donkeys, G for grow, B for big, and E for ears. So we get elephants and donkeys grow big ears. And you know, it's a good little game you can play at home. If you have a brother at home or a sister at home or anybody else who can help you with this, you just need to tell them the names of the strings and get them to ask them to you. So exercise number 1 could be this. You could say to somebody, give them the page and say, elephants and donkeys grow big ears, and get them to ask it for you. So they could say, which one is elephant? And you'd look and you go, oh, this one. And then you hit it. Then the person could ask, which one is grow? And you'd look down and you could scoot around like this. You go, elephants and donkeys grow. And hit it that way. As you keep mixing through these, you'll begin to learn them by just their actual names. So, for example, as I say, I say to students, I go, well, you know, when you're older, like I can't turn around to somebody and say to another adult and go, hey, hit the donkey string there. It just doesn't make that much sense. But I know a lot of people have used it to learn the names. So first, learn the names. Elephants and donkeys grow big ears. And then begin learning the strings by just using the letter. Because the thing is, our string names go E-A-D-G-B-E. And it'll be good to be able to say them as fast as you can spell your own name. I always use that example. I could say to somebody, how do you spell your name? And if my student, I'm going to make up a name here and say John. If my student John says J-O-H-N, I ask them, I say, well, could you say the names of the strings that quick? And that's how quick I'd like you to do it as well. All right, so those are our string names. Now, the next thing, we're going to go back in here and we're going to say that we've now gone through the names of our 6 strings. So we've those ones there. Right, the next thing is as follows. I was using my thumb. In the next video, we're going to talk about these fingers here. What do we call them? We're not going to put like names like John and Joe and stuff like that on them, but we need to call them something so we can know how to find them. So I'll see you in the next video. If you want to pop your favorite artist down below, and I'll make some guitar lessons for it as well. Hope you liked this lesson, and I'll chat with you in the next video.